Thank you for joining me, Aina Kweo, on NMH at 1, where we highlight the news making waves in Namibia and beyond, ranging from current affairs, community stories, sports, and economic news. Coming up in this broadcast, Namibian asylum seekers flood the UK. Doctor arrested for raping own son. Theron shrugs off Nudo's tribal tag. You can follow all our programs on our website, which is called oneupto.com or DSTV 285 or GoTV 25 in Namibia. FNB Namibia announced that customers of 55 years or older who take up or already hold an FNB Senior Lifestyle account will from the 1st of July no longer have to pay any monthly fees or keep a minimum deposit in their accounts to benefit from several free transactions. The CEO of FNB Namibia Retail Banking, Nangola Kaoluma, elaborates. Let's have a look.
Customers who are 55 years old and older are qualified to have a free bank account, so no monthly account fees and a whole lot of different transactions that are bundled into this offering. And we really urge our existing customers to take up this offer, and anyone who isn't an existing customer to come and join FNB in our family, because we really take our duty to our customers, our responsibility to customers, and the efforts to ensure financial inclusion, and also making sure that for some of our most vulnerable customers, we're able to provide solutions that meet their needs and really are just incredible. I think this is market leading. I don't think there's anything like this out in the market.
We return with the visual news shortly. The Walvis Bay Municipality Management Committee has decided to replace the current acting CEO John Esterhazy with David Ushona for 6 weeks until the start date of a new CEO on the 1st of August. The Walvis Bay Council has appointed a CEO but remains mum on who it is. Leandre Moore reports.
While the investigation is on, we happen that we are divided in council, okay? So which doesn't actually serves me very well. So by saying that, as well as that, I've also learned that today there was an MC meeting, and the sources are already out that there's a new appointment of a new executive, acting chief executive, while we have appointed already a substantive CEO who is going to start from August 1. Why the rush? So now, this is tantamount to take the investigation out of the way. Simple. Because the report is getting deeper and deeper and it's getting to the end of it. So now, the boycotting is not against this council or against the community, it's to block Red Force. That's the boycott. Simple. Because the names are popping up. So now, in order to get to that, now people tend to make a lot of mistakes. The mistake is one. We have a council resolution, a standing council resolution that was taken in November by this council that says that I understand also the appointment is to appoint Mr. David Theron, a manager for that matter. A manager for that matter. For 6 weeks. And we have executive members who is the general managers of this council. And you go as low as to go and appoint the manager to come and do what? The same manager was the one who started Red Force. So how can you appoint? So what is the aim and objective? I'll leave it up there.
Falls Fashion Store celebrated its grand opening yesterday afternoon, transforming into Namibia's first mini department store. The expanded collection now features men's and women's wear, new and pre-owned high-end shoes, accessories and jewelry, and includes a bridal shop and atelier, all under one roof. Michael Kayunde reports.
Hello everyone, welcome to Falls. As you probably know that Falls used to be called Falls Men's Outfitters, and now we are very proud to announce that we opened new and improved Falls department store. So we'll have different sections as part of the store. We have now ladies wear, we have bridal salon, atelier on premises, and we've got a designer, Papa Smaller, who can make for you a dress or a suit by appointment. So we specialize in basically the men's, outfitting the men's. We have suits, we have some casual wear. For ladies, we have a lot of office wear, casual wear, a lot of evening dresses. We welcome you to our shop, and hopefully you will come by and check it out. And Kobus can tell you some things about
what it is to remember is that this is the first in Namibia. We're the only store in Namibia that is selling Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Christian Dior, all the high-end brands of the world that everybody loves so much. So this is groundbreaking for Namibia, that this is a mini department store where we have all the high-end brands, but we service men and ladies, and we're also going into the atelier, which we do bridal, and we can also make anything for you.
Many of Falfish Bay attended a men's mental health engagement session at the Falfish Bay Town Council, focusing on mental health and well-being. Many questions are arising, particularly concerning property ownership in marriage and divorce, a topic of significant interest among the attendees. Vanessa Ngikovali, a legal practitioner, addressed the questions. Leandre Moore reports.
I'm asking, so when you are getting married at the court, you just apply, you get a date, you get married. Like for instance, Friday, you are married. So things got wild and you wanted to get divorced. It means that you have to write a letter and then you have to send those letters, and the process is just longer and longer and money is going out. But when you get married, there was even no money when we have. So what's inside there?
What makes the process longer is when the two of you are like not in agreement in terms of what actually caused the breakdown of the marriage. Again, we are in the process of reform, so hopefully now it won't have to be a fault-based system, in the sense that somebody must have done something wrong, that's why our marriage is not working. So that aspect of it, because now you have to figure out what, technical term, what grounds can we actually use for this divorce that is going to be suitable for both parties to make sure that the process goes smooth. Otherwise, what normally happens is you come and enter, you do a settlement agreement. So you start the divorce proceedings, and then you enter into a settlement agreement with the other party, because issues like, I want the house, I want the car, I want this, I want that, make the process also go on longer. So if you guys can agree beforehand that, okay, you're going to pay maintenance in the amount of $2,000. I am going to take the car, one car, you take the other car. I am going to do this, you do this. It shortens the process way faster, because nobody is going to go back and forth in terms of the materialistic or the possessions that are listed in that property.
After the break, we return with our newspaper review, starting with the Namibian Sun. The Namibian Sun reports that a local medical doctor practicing at Katutura State Hospital, who assists the Namibian Police Gender-Based Violence Unit with rape cases in Windhoek, was arrested on Tuesday for allegedly repeatedly raping his 8-year-old son. The rapes reportedly started when the child was just a baby. The doctor's mother, who is the boy's grandmother, was also arrested on an accomplice to the heinous crime. Police spokesperson Kauna Shikwambi confirmed their names cannot be revealed to protect the identity of the victim. On page 3, a company profiting from the harvest of guano claims to have lost 53,550 Namibian dollars after a containment buoy owned by the National Petroleum Corporation of Namibia collided with a guano island structure in Falfish Bay. The Atlantic Guano Syndicate makes 15,000 Namibian dollars per ton of guano, which is the excrement of seabeds. Director Wilfred Groenewald is now gunning for NAMCO in the Windhoek High Court and claimed the Guano Island structure owned by the company was damaged by floating barriers used for control spills or debris in the water. On the front page of Republican, of Namibia's 1,725 government schools, only 164 have school libraries, a total of 9.5%. This was revealed at an advocacy event held on Wednesday by Namibia Libraries and Archive Services. NLAS Director Sarah Negumbo said the definition of library facility is incredibly loose, as at some schools it refers to a cupboard of books in a classroom. True purpose-built libraries are only accessible to 58 schools, while regions such as Erongo, Hardap, Karas, and Kunene do not have a single functional school library, according to statistics. On page 3, the Namibian Correctional Services clarified that inmates convicted of serious crimes have not been considered for release. This is after the announcement of a presidential pardon and reprieve proclamation by President Nangolo Mbuba, which will see over 2,000 inmates being set free. At an information sharing conference, NCS Deputy Commissioner General Sam Shalulange said those convicted of treason, murder, rape, and drug-related offenses are not considered for pardoning. Only individuals incarcerated for petty crimes were eligible. Now moving over to the Allgemeine Zeitung on its front page, through an exclusive agreement between Italy's internet provider Sparkle and Namibia state-owned telecommunication company Telecom Namibia, a letter aims to improve its capacity and services with the connection to the Equano submarine cable linking Portugal to South Africa via West Africa. Telecom announced this week that the agreement will enable Telecom to drive the desired digital transformation in the country through better capacity services. On page 3, according to the African Committee of Experts on the Rights and Welfare of Child, this year's Day of the African Child should be all about education. It is calling for reforms, money, and consistent implementation of educational goals. A joint symposium along with the declaration of outcome by the African Union is expected on Sunday. Shortly, we will return with more newspaper review.
The Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, in collaboration with the Namibia Tourism Board and the Ondonga Traditional Authority, will be hosting the Itotha Carnival at the Kangonde Salt Pan in the Oshikoto region from 27th June to 1st July 2024. Expect a fun-filled weekend including traditional dishes, cookout competitions, totem parades, traditional games, horse riding, skydiving and quad biking. Accommodation facilities will be available at cost. The Itotha Carnival, celebrating our ancient heritage.
The Namibian reports that the number of Namibians seeking asylum in United Kingdom has skyrocketed in recent years, jumping from 27 in 2016 to over 1,400 last year. This surpasses the number of asylum seekers from war-torn countries like Sudan, Syria, and Afghanistan, according to statistics provided by the British government. On page 3, with the already high demand for housing by Ludret's residents, the influx of people from outside is putting a strain on housing provision in the town. The town is currently enjoying attention from potential investors from all over the world, making it attractive for people who are looking for business opportunities and jobs, and because of this, there has been an increase in demand for housing. The New Era's lead story reports that former Kobabis Mayor Elvira Theron has rejected assertions that Nudo is a one-tribe political party which only serves the interest of Ovaherero. She will be one of the front-runners of the National Unity Democratic Organization vice presidency at the party's watershed elective congress next month. On page 3, the Falfish Bay municipality has earmarked 173 million Namibian dollars of its budget for land development projects. The Municipal Council Management Committee Chairperson Councillor Richard Hayab tabled the budget. He indicated that land delivery project ran over more than one financial year. Hayab tabled a budget with a total value of 887 million Namibian dollars for capital projects that will be executed over more than one financial year. Moving over to the Market Watch, it reports that works on the construction of Namibia's third gold mine is set to commence soon following a capital commitment by Chinese miner Intai Gold. This follows the acquisition of Osino Resource Twin Hill project by Intai to the tune of 5.5 billion Namibian dollars in April. Osino was able to complete the definite feasibility study in July 2023. A comprehensive operation readiness plan for the project was developed in 2023, which included key sustainability aspects, while the implementation of this plan is ongoing. After the break, we return with our economic news, so please do stay with us. Namibia's global passport power rankings on the Henley Passport Index has fallen to 116th in the mid of 2024 update, despite holding steady with access to 80 visa-free destinations out of 227 possible. The slip is despite an increase in the country's economic mobility score from 8.33% in Q1 to 8.99% currently. Further, while some countries on some continent have seen significant improvements, Namibia's passport strength ranking in comparison to the African countries have experienced a slight decline as well. Namibia, previously tied with Lesotho for the 6th place in the first quarter of 2024 report, now finds itself in the 8th place in Africa. Notably, Lesotho, despite being tied with Namibia in visa-free access, holds a slightly higher global ranking due to a potential difference in economic mobility scores, with Lesotho scoring 11.61%. And now let's have a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades for 23 Namibian dollars to 1 British pound, 19 Namibian dollars and 64 cents gets you 1 euro, 18 Namibian dollars 38 cents gets you 1 US dollar, and 2 Namibian dollars 53 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. Lesotho holding has increased on the local share with 2.50%. Namibian Breweries Limited also has increased with 0.03%. Three commodities, which is gold, copper and Brent crude, have increased. Gold with 1.07%, copper with 0.0%, Brent crude oil with 0.73%. The local index closed with an increase of 0.12%, while Oryx Properties Ltd also increased with 0.17%, and the overall index dropped with 0.05%. After the break, we return with the news from Africa. Stay with us. With just an hour to go before South Africa's parliament meets for the first time since the governing African Congress lost its majority in last month's election, negotiations are continuing over the formation of the new government. The ANC says it has made a breakthrough in forming a government of national unity, but it was too early to give details. A spokesperson for the main opposition Democratic Alliance, Solly Malatsi, told the BBC that the major aspects for the framework deal had been concluded, but we are not yet there. One of Parliament's first duties is expected to be a secret vote on whether Cyril Ramaphosa remains president. Although a coalition deal has still not been finalized, Ramaphosa is expected to be re-elected. Shortly, we return with international news. A group of 7 leaders launched into a final day of talks at their annual summit earlier today, with China topping the agenda before Pope Francis puts a historic appearance to discuss artificial intelligence. The Pope will be joined by 10 other heads of state and government, including the Prime Minister of India and the King of Jordan, as the G7 throws open its doors to outsiders to show it isn't an aloof, exclusive club. During the first day of their meeting in southern Italy, the G7 nations agreed on a deal to provide 50 billion of loans to Ukraine, backed by interest from frozen Russian assets, hailing the record as a powerful signal of Western resolve. Friday talks will be dominated by concerns surrounding China's excess industrial capacity, which Western government says is distorting local markets, and its support for Russia's war effort. Shortly, we return with local sports. Stay with us. Namibia's brave warriors have been drawn against Angola, Comoros and Seychelles in Group C of the COSAFA Cup, slated for this month in South Africa. The competition takes place from the 26th June to the 7th July, at the group winner and best runner-up will progress to the semi-finals. Commerce Nampol FC says that they want to continue making a name for themselves when their path cross with the Premier League champions African Star in the semi-finals of the PST-Bet NFA Cup at Mariental this upcoming Sunday. The team has been riding a wave of success ever since gaining promotion to the Debmarine Namibia Premiership. Namibian Rugby Union Premier League second round action continues with 2 matches scheduled on Saturday. FNB Unam will tackle FNB Grootfontein in Windhoek, and Simone Storm Dolphins will host the Western Suburbs in Swakopmund. Thank you very much for joining us. After the break, we return with the Weekend Gig Guide.
Hello NMH at 1 viewers, my name is Michael Kayunde. I'm back on your TV.
And now here are the highlights from today's edition of NMH at 1. With just 1 hour to go before South Africa's parliament meets for the first time since the governing African Congress lost its majority in last month's election, negotiations are continuing over the formation of a new government. A group of 7 leaders launched into a final day of talks at their annual summit earlier today, with China topping the agenda before Pope Francis puts in a historic appearance to discuss artificial intelligence. And finally, Namibia's brave warriors have been drawn against Angola, Comoros and Seychelles in Group C of the COSAFA slated for this month in South Africa. And with that, we've come to the end of today's NMH at 1. We will see you again next time, same place for AGM and Sunset News only, as this is the final NMH at 1.